Allah husus bu caminin bayanesi ve bugüne kadar işesine geçmiş mamazın kayyum cemaatinin ve kafih limen ervahı için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnna Allah ve melaiketuhu yusalluna alen nebi. Ya eyyühellezine amenu sallu aleyhi ve sellimu teslima. Allahümme salli ala seyyidina Muhammedin ve ala ali seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya alas salah. Hayya alas salah. Hayya alel falah. Hayya alel felah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
La ilahe illallah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecmain. Nahmedullah Teala ve nastağfir. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu habibuhu ve resuluh. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve sahabi tabi'i khulafa raşidin mahadin min ba'di. وزراء أمتي على التحقيق خصوصا منهم على الأميت خلفاء رسول الله على التحقيق أمر المؤمنين حضرات أبو بكر وعمر عثمان وعلي وعلى باقي صحابة التابعين رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى وإن الله حمل الذين اتقوا والذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim. All praises are due to Allah who says in the Holy Quran, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Truly, the people of Taqwa, the Muttaqin, will be in gardens and water springs. And it is said to them, enter here with salamin aminin, enter here with peace and security. And we remove whatever grudge they might have had in their hearts, and they will be brothers, sitting on couches, face to face. No tiredness will touch them, nor will they ever have to leave. Announce, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to my servants that verily I am Al-Ghafur Ar-Rahim, the most forgiving, the most merciful, and that my punishment is the painful punishment. Sadaqallah al-Azim. May all peace and blessings be upon the Padishah of the Prophet, Sayyidina Maulana Muhammad Mustafa alayhi salatu wassalam. The Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam said, when the day of Thursday arrives, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends His angels who have with them papers made of silver and pens made of gold. They write down the names of all the people who recite salawats upon me in abundance on Thursday and Thursday night. May all peace and blessings be upon him, his noble family, and upon his blessed companions, especially upon the Khulafa Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar Farooq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May all peace and blessings be upon the Mashayikh of this way, the leaders of the caravan of the saints. May all peace and blessings be upon the Ottoman Sultans who raised high the flag of Rasulullah ﷺ for 600 years, who honored his name and who built a civilization founded on the love of him and his inheritors. May Allah love those who love them. May Allah curse those who hate them. May Allah hasten the return of their rights to them. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, Ramazan had just entered, and now it is already starting to go. Tonight the muezzin will change his recitation from saying merhaba to this holy month, and we'll start to say al-wada, farewell. Today is our 14th day of fasting. We should take accounting now. What did I gain so far in this month? What did I harvest? What did I lose? What did I waste? Am I changing? Am I becoming better? Or am I just getting more hungry and more tired? This is the Sultan of the 11 months, O believers. We must keep its respect high and not be from those who are going to cry from regret when the month ends. Ghawsul Azam, Shaykh Abdul Qadir Gilani Qadr is giving a warning about disrespecting Ramazan, saying, if a person does not receive forgiveness in the month of Ramazan, in which month can he hope to have his sins forgiven? The servant must therefore turn in tawbah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the doors of tawbah are locked and bolted. He must turn to Allah, to Him subhanahu wa ta'ala in tawbah before the time for returning to obedience has slipped away beyond recall. Let him also cry before the time for crying and rahmat has expired. As the Holy Prophet ﷺ once said, the members of my ummah will not be put to shame as long as they observe the night prayers during the month of Ramazan. On hearing this, a man asked, Ya Rasulullah, what would make them to be put to shame? So he ﷺ replied, if someone is guilty during the month of Ramazan of violating a sacred law, of committing an evil deed, of drinking intoxicating liquor, or of committing adultery or fornication, his fasting in Ramazan will not be accepted of him. Allah and His angels and all those who live in the heavens will curse him, and the curse will remain in effect until the same point of time in the year ahead. If he happens to die in the interval between the next Ramazan comes around, he will die without having even one good deed to his credit in the sight of Allah. Ya Rabbi, please protect us from such a dark and evil end. We are weak and we are asking our Allah to accept our intention to love this Ramazan, to respect this Ramazan, and to run after His pleasure in Ramazan. So we can think that we are believers. We can pray, we can fast, we can do so many things. But there is a test to see if that belief is real. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying, you will not enter paradise until you have faith. And you will not have faith until you love one another. Shall I show you something that if you did, you would love each other? Spread peace between yourselves. And Holy Prophet ﷺ is also saying, spread peace and you will love one another. Beware of hatred, because it is a razor. I do not say that it shaves hair, but rather it shaves away the religion. The Holy Prophet ﷺ is also telling us in the Hadith al-Qudsi that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Allah Almighty said, my love is a right upon those who love each other for my sake. My love is a right upon those who visit each other for my sake. My love is a right for those who sit together for my sake. My love is a right upon those who maintain relations for my sake. My love is a right upon those who befriend each other for my sake. My love is a right upon those who defend each other for my sake. So if we are fasting and praying in Ramazan, but our hearts are removed of mercy and love for our brothers and our sisters, then what is the value of that fasting and praying? Worse, if we are fasting and praying, but our hearts are full of the poison of hatred and looking down on others, then where is that fasting going to lead us? If we are calling ourselves believers, then Allah is saying, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Innamal yu'minuna ikhwah. Only the believers are brothers. Today's people are not living like this. They may think that they have this. They may talk as if they have this, but they are not living like this. People left this kind of living so much that it looks strange to think of people who are not your blood relatives as family, to care for them, to love them, to want to be with them, to miss them when you're not around them. That is the norm of the believers for 1400 years. But that is not the norm for those who call themselves Muslims in this Akhir Zaman. Our Shaykh, Sahib al-Sahib, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisi Rabbani Qadasasir is saying, you must hold on together. It is not the time to hate each other. It is the time to love each other for those who believe in the same way. You may have differences. You must put the differences aside. Everyone is created by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everyone has rights. We must watch out correctly. We must try to do what is for us and try to live with those people who are really believing and sacrificing. The duty for believers is that they must hold on tightly. They must look at what each other's benefits are and must try to protect each other. Holy Prophet ﷺ is saying to us, when one's lands and rights are under attack, all believers must support that one. We lost this a long time ago, sitting next to each other. But we are too disconnected. We are not knowing anything about our own selves and about the ones who are sitting next to us. Is that the way of the Muslims? Is that the way the Muslims live? No. Holy Prophet is ordering, saying, the nation, this ummah, is just like a body, one body. When one part of that body is hurting, the whole body is feeling the pain. Yes, that's the way we are supposed to be. When one believer is hurting, when one believer is in trouble, the whole body must be feeling that pain. We are too far away from it too. We must come back to our senses, at least to those people with whom we are believing in the same way, in the same tariqat, and with the same shaykh. We must hold on together. If we do that, we will be the winner. If we don't do that, then we will be the loser. Allah does not need us. We need Allah. And Shaykh Effendi is also saying, people are using each other without knowing what real love is. Real love is not limited only to the physical forms. When people love each other very much, slowly they get rid of the words. The words, they disappear. And they speak through the hearts. They love each other so much that when one says in his heart, I wish to have a glass of water, the other one who loves that one goes and puts the glass of water in front of him. Look, now the hearts are speaking. That is the first sign of real love. Then when two spirits unite, then all the paradises will be open to you. You must concentrate on that. If you want to find peace, you must find. You must try. That way then is the easiest way and the fastest way. There are so many other ways, but they are very long ways. There is no need for it. Take the easy way, the short way. And our Shaykh speaks the truth. Look at his words. He is saying loving each other, caring for each other, having a heart that understands the heart of our brother. That is the easiest and fastest way to reach to peace. He is saying, yes, there are other ways, long ways, but he is the guide. And he is looking at those roads and saying, no need, don't take those long roads. Take this easy way, love each other. Can there be a more beautiful teaching or a more beautiful path than this? And our Shaykh is a guide to the path of Siddiq al-Akbar radiallahu anh, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, the master of the Sahabis, the best human in creation after the prophets. Listen to his character. Once the Holy Prophet ﷺ asked, who amongst you is fasting today? Abu Bakr said, I am. He said, who amongst you followed a funeral procession today? Abu Bakr said, I did. He asked again, who amongst you served food to the needy? Abu Bakr said, I did. He ﷺ said, who amongst you has today visited the sick? Abu Bakr said, I did. Then Allah's Messenger ﷺ said, anyone in whom these good deeds are combined will certainly enter into paradise. Listen to this incident. Once when Hazrat Abu Bakr was the Khalifa, Hazrat Umar saw him secretly going to a house in Medina after Fajr. It was a little house. It was not Hazrat Abu Bakr's house. Hazrat Abu Bakr would stay for a while and then leave. Hazrat Umar knew Hazrat Abu Bakr so well, but he didn't know why Hazrat Abu Bakr was going to that house. So one day, Hazrat Umar waited until Hazrat Abu Bakr left the house, and he knocked on the door and went inside. When he went inside, he found an old lady who couldn't move. She had nobody to take care of her, and she was blind. Hazrat Umar was shocked, and he asked the old lady, who is that visitor who comes here every day? What does he do when he's here? The old lady said, Wallahi, I don't know my son. He never told me his name. He comes here every morning and cleans and sweeps for me. He grinds my wheat, prepares food for me, and then he leaves without saying anything. He does this every day. When Hazrat Abu Bakr left this world, Hazrat Umar started to keep that job and take care of that old lady. One day, Hazrat Umar served the old lady food, and then she asked, did your friend pass away? Hazrat Umar asked, how did you know? The old lady said, because you brought me dates, but you didn't take the seeds out. He used to take out the seeds for me. Then Hazrat Umar Farooq, his eyes filled with tears, and he said, you have exhausted the Khalifas who come after you, Ya Abu Bakr. That is Siddiq al-Akbar. We are very weak, and we are filled with wrong things. We are so far away from that. But our Shaykh is on that way, and he is an inheritor of Siddiq al-Akbar. He is guiding us towards that Siddiqi way. In our small capacity, we must love each other and help each other. In our small capacity, we must try not to be proud and try not to hate. And as Shaykh Effendi is saying, this is the easiest way and the fastest way. And in the end, this is for us. When we love each other, when we spend time with each other, when we care for each other, then it is in reality bringing peace and sweetness to our own hearts. Those who are not already trying to become Ahli Jannat in this world, it will be very difficult for them to become Ahli Jannat in the hereafter. So when we love each other, when we spend time with each other, when we face each other, sitting and sending peace to each other, and that time we are practicing to become Ahli Jannat. And inshallah Rahman, may Allah not separate us from those whom He loves in the world next. We are speaking about Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu anh. But that kind of caring and hizmat to the ummah, it did not end with him, and it continued. It continued to just 100 years ago, to the time of the Ottomans. That even the ordinary people were running after helping others. Ordinary, poor people. Every tradition of the Ottomans, look, discover, find out, research. Every tradition is beautiful. In Muharram, they would go house to house. With a pot of Ashura, they cooked and walked to their neighbors' houses and ladled everyone a bowl. In Ramazan, the rich people would invite the poor ones and put silver coins in their food so that secretly they would be taken care of. They made charity stones at the corner of the masjid where a person could put their hand. You couldn't tell if someone is putting money in or taking money out to keep that person's honor. People bought extra bread at the bakery and gave it to the baker to hang in the bread basket so anyone in need could come and take. They were living the ayat that says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, and they feed with food the needy, the orphan, and the prisoner, saying, we feed you only for the face of Allah. We don't want any reward from you, nor any thanks. Sadaqallah Lazim. Yes, the Ottomans, they were on the way of Ahlul Bayt. That tonight we will remember the Mawlid of Hazrat Hassan ibn Ali. Once a Bedouin came to his house and started abusing Hazrat Hassan and his parents. And Hazrat Hassan said, "Oh Bedouin, what's wrong? Are you hungry or thirsty?" And the Bedouin continued. And Hazrat Hassan ordered his servant to bring a bag of silver. He gave it to the man and said, "Oh brother, excuse me, for there is nothing else in the house. If I had more, I would have given it to you." And the Bedouin said, "I bear witness that you are the grandson of the Prophet of Allah. I came here to make trial of your kindness." So this way, this easiest and fastest way, as Shaykh Effendi is saying, in reality, it is the only way open for us to reach to our goal. As Sultan al-Awliya, Shaykh Maulana Muhammad Nazim Hadil Haqqani Qadasullah Asir is saying, we want to bring love back to the Ummah, because without love, you won't be able to make them into one people in the land. If you are unable to give muhabbat, love to the hearts, you will not be able to connect up one world with another. Our aim is to make the Ummah to love each other. It is impossible for the Ummah to love each other without meeting on the love of Allah. Only the one who meets on the same lines can be together. There shall be no jealousy, no hatred, and no enmity among themselves. When a person meets another through the divine love oceans, how can there be jealousy, hatred, enmity, and envy? It is impossible. Yes, it is impossible. This is the way of real safety and all that love. It has to be under a shaykh, without a shaykh, without an inheritor of the Prophet, to unite everyone inside that love, to meet on that point, on that line. It is going to break and it is going to be fake. Never forget that Shaitan also claims to love Allah. And our ego also loves, but not what Allah loves. But if a person has that guide, if a person is united in that Jamaat, then it is not only in his world. Allah, Ya Jami, He will make that Jamaat to be reunited in Akhirat, inshallah. As Holy Prophet ﷺ said when he was asked to describe those servants who will be admired by prophets and martyrs on the Day of Judgment because of their nearness to Allah, the Prophet ﷺ said, they are people from faraway lands and different tribes. They have no close familial relationship between them. They sincerely love each other for the sake of Allah. Allah will place them on pulpits of light on the day of resurrection and grant them an audience. He will place light on their faces and light on their garments. People will be terrified on the day of resurrection, yet they will not be terrified. They are the allies of Allah, upon whom there is no fear or grief. And the Prophet speaks the truth. Our Shaykh has made this kind of a Jamaat for us. We have the chance in front of us to live like that, to live like the Sahabis and to live like the Ottomans. Look and examine and think, and you will find this chance is not going to be given. It's not given to anyone in this Akhir Zaman. We must not waste it. We are weak, yes. But our intentions must be strong. They are not asking of us anything difficult. They are just saying, be humans, have a heart, love each other. That is the way of the prophets, that is the way of the Sahabi, that is the way of the saints, and that is the way of safety. If we cannot do that, then our hearts are very, very sick. May we wake up and may we be cured, inshallah. May we live in this place according to the vision of our Shaykh, according to the vision of the Holy Prophet ﷺ. In this halfway point of Ramazan, we are asking with the words of Sultan al-Awliya saying, exchange love and affection. This is the biggest trade, the exchange of affection. Love and be loved. May we love and be loved according to our ranks. Who doesn't exchange love is a blockhead, a log. Come to this world to exchange love. O our Lord, you called him your beloved and gave love. You gave love to our master, my beloved Muhammad Mustafa. He exchanged love. Janabul Haq said, O my beloved, I fell in love with you. I made you Muhammad Mustafa. I chose Ahmad and Mahmud to be Muhammad. I fell in love with you, and I fell in love with those who love you. Allah, Allah. May we open on the way of Allah. May we not die. Who has love in his heart doesn't die. So says Allah, O our Lord, my Janabul Haq, Janabul Mawla, who causes the sun to rise every day and causes it to set every day. May we have from that light as well. May we live with that light as well. Ya Rabbi, don't give us worldly enjoyment. I want to reach that rose garden with pure faith. Ask, there are rose gardens. Love opens, and love is opened in our hearts. Amen. Amen. Amen. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah al-azim al-azim. La ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك. لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له له الملك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك كنت من الظالمين. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك. سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة. سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة. سبحان قدوس ربنا رب الملائكة. ينادينا أن الله الإسلام.
والرياح الزارية من يوم خلقت الدنيا إلى يوم القيامة